Yo, what's happening? Hope you guys are still chilling, still good. Welcome to episode 3. Thank you very much again. You already know for everything that you've done. I don't have to say it anymore. You take what I mean? I can see the love. I can see that you guys are interested in picking my mind, and other people out there. Appreciate you guys for being here. You check what I mean? This is the Village Show with your boy, you already know, Chuck, aka the Sam Sangoma. We got a very, very cool show for you guys today. We got, a review still on the theme of Women's Month. We're going to be reviewing Daloo Deey's music video featuring MT. She's a, very talented artist from Venda in Limpopo. We're going to play some Nandile, Bafumile when we play some music. Very, very talented MC. For me, bar for bar, she can stand with, no pun intended, but she can stand with a lot of MCs that I know. You check what I mean? She can hold her bar. On the hustle, we're going to talk a little bit about farming. As a hustle, ways to get the bag, ways to get the money, so that we can, help each other so that we make sure that we got something to eat. You check what I mean? And then we have a new segment. We're going to introduce it now on episode 3. We felt like we needed to, appreciate our Kasi superheroes, the guys we look up to, so that they know that they are appreciated, So one of these days we'll have a conversations with them, But I just wanted to give them their flowers. So today we're going to be talking about Lekau Sehoana, founder and owner of Drip and so many things that they're doing now, which we'll talk about a little bit later. And on the book review, we got the Almanac by Naval Rivakan. It's a PDF book, audio book, which is free. For a free book, when I read that and actually listened to the audio book, I was really impressed. And then on the trailer watch, we got Mr. Bones 3. I think this movie came out sometime, last year, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe beginning of this year, I'm just not sure. But we're going to be talking about that trailer very, very soon. Again, welcome back to the Village Show. It's your boy. You already know what you do. Go on that like sign. Let's do what we do best. Go in the comments, type in your comments, whatever you want us to improve on the show, whatever you guys need. Like I said, we're going to be reviewing Daloo Deey's music video today. The music video, I'm not sure who shot the music video, but it's a pretty cool music video. You will see it. Very, very chill. Not a lot going on, but it actually speaks to what the song is all about. Again, I just love the song. I love her voice, and her combination with MT for me was a surprise, but it actually worked out. Let me not talk a lot. Sometimes I tend to talk a lot, but I hope you're good. Stay tuned. Let's do this.
Say that life is so but some of us been living for 80 years plus. Not be scared, cause our time is all. Believe you me, we are gonna die. Since we gonna die, let's live for the moment. Since we gonna die, let's live for the moment.
Hope I look fly when it's time. Grateful that I'm getting by. Damn, I miss life as a child. If you wanna play and run wild, we only got this one life. Be thankful one time. I'm only after what's mine. Remember we used to bust rhymes when it was
don't wanna die, wanna be here. Chirohanga basibje, bachitua basinsi. I'm truly yours, I'm sincere, dear Lord. Dear protocol, rine on God. Todo chira chote ndisife mngoro baba muputer ngoro basongo puter Mtabo ya chabo boro baba songo difer Chipirizwa rufuna buchiro bosu puter Bane batotenda kaye bachiro ushikere Mingwandi mifupi, chiro ndiburafu Rikwa nyamatada na zitaba ndapfu Changoni boshambira bo awera mutahavu Omera mavuni bo neba mavu
Located in the belly of the beast. We never look back, we the products of the streets. This is me, off the boat, walking like a king. This is Jesus on the wave, I can feel it on my feet. Life is short, but it's long at the same time. I got the message, this the oath, I can make mine. Yes, rid us of this hate crimes. Nobody's querequeres, khaberes are still for life. We top skeleke, focus on a plan bigger than my own existence. Accelerate with passion, coupled with true benevolence. Miriam Makeba with the beat beneath her feet. Curse Luciferians, the devil still defeated. This is me. We dominate, never hesitate. Eliminate the fear that gave the babies hate. This is glory. So we live with the moment. Heart is on my sleeve forever, cause we
We gonna die, I'm at your poster tryna LIVE. Before they put me in a dead and RIP. Me 9 lives, cats looking for a blueprint like me. Not the last of a dying breed, the first in the eye me. Rapping for the moment, every beat that me I speed on. They can't touch the boy even if they got both their hands on. And when it's getting bad, I tell it baby now you hold on. This gon' be a ride of your life, put my diesel on.
They always say that life is so short. Always say that life is so short. But some of us be living for 80 years. Some plus. Of us we're still living. We're still living. Be scared. We're still living. Don't be scared. Our time is on. Believe you me, we are gonna die. We are gonna die. Since we gonna die. Let's live for the moment. Since we gonna die.
Fast collaboration. It's gonna be dope if I saw Ronaldo in the music video. You check what I mean. It's gonna be very, very nice. But I think they did what they could. Getting the future, making sure that they can set the beautiful song. Live for the moment. That's Daloo Deey featuring MT. You know, on the description you're gonna see the link to her page. I think now with Anda Murata Blended Lifestyle, I believe that's the management team of the I'm not sure, but that's where you're gonna find most of her content while she's performing live. She's a very, very good guitar player too. You know, so yeah, I love the song. I love the music video. Simple, straight to the point, narrating the story live for the moment. Not a lot of things are happening, for example. But I love the music video. Again, go support her. Make sure that you subscribe to her page. Make sure that you subscribe to her music if you feel like that's somebody who can give you the vibes. You know, again, I've spoken a lot about her in the beginning. Nandile, Miss Nandile. She's a queen, man. You know, she's a queen. She does the things, you know, and she's got an aura of a superstar. You know, when you're around her, you just know that you're around a superstar. She makes dope music. She challenges herself a lot. You know, she's very versatile from singing to rapping, you know, and she can write. You know what I mean? She can write. I know, you know, she can throw down with some of the people that, you know, believe, you know, they got a good pen game. She's a very, very dope artist. You know, so today I'm going to be playing her song. But Vumi left. This is a vibe, man. I love this song. You know what I mean? So yeah, let's go.
Dimlo ndifikile amandla abuyile ndiphelile ibhokhwe lifile ndibiziwe ngoba ubende ndahlanjwa kuchithiwe Dimlo ndizilile ndithi phuma nkathazo ndilindile nangumntwana endleleni simlindile makaqama amakhwezi simnikile wonke amandla makavuka indlela ziqonde sibone okuhle uma wemfasi gaza lijika imvula ijikelezisa amanzi emfuleni yevula wemfasi hayi man wavuka umoya nansi damage ndiyingxaka yehlikile savage lithi kyanikhanyise liphele
vuka usithulele phele yalela meva kubuqasekile yeah akwenene kusamilukule yeah akwenene kusamilukule bonga baphansi bavumile uvelekile eminyango bonke ubuhlungu budluli kutendomelele. Even now, kubutek vela kufilek, kubutek vela kufilek. Kwasiyami vela mapupen, kwasiyakile bumyume.
Nbizo skalo mqoqa mbizo mbizana
ngicela mna nemali singabhidana amkele inzala yami nesizukulwane sesithungelane incambu singekadibani ikhaya nalo ze ndingalilibali nalo nosapho lujonge kum cela ningigcina lo moya bephansi ngoba ndibona iintshaba zingale kum iingalo zam zona zigcwele amadolo umnqolo wam wona ugcwele amabhosi itorho lam kukuzamela iphondo ingqondo yami ndibangela imbodo. Funny thing about life, backstabbers as now nomqolo. I'm trying to live my life ingabandakanyeki kabaqisingqolo
Focus vithulele ele yale nameva kubuqasekile yeah okwenene kusamilukule yeah okwenene kusamilukule bonga baphansi bavumile uvelekile eminyango bonke ubuhlungu budluli kodwa ndomelele even now kubude kuvela kuvuleka kubude kuvela kuvuleka kwasiyami vela mapopeni kuselekile bumnyame
Ivumile zicamabu idlulile ingozi mfanami chithe kanzima amaqhinga velile qhumisa ubone mntanami ithi nobe indlela iqhunywe ngameva sendixolile moya uzosebenza qabaqabane sungaqumbuki namaqakanda wasusungabungi
Baritawe ke barita ba morobakala ba itele makhufobe se bone rito e fala bana ba yana ba kurana ke rena ba mabitsela tla o se jela le hopeng ba e hakantha le mahaka wena namedi wa mamafana.
Make sure that you go to a page, make sure that you like a page, make sure that you engage with some of her music. This song did really well. I think on 5FM, if I'm not mistaken, it actually, picked in the top positions in the charts. That's Nandile right there. Like I said, you can check her out on the IG with Nandile ZA. You can check her YouTube page. We're going to leave all the details on the description below. What's happening? You know what I'm saying? Again, thank you for staying with me. Thank you for being out here. I'm vibing. I'm feeling good today. You know what I mean? I'm feeling good. Comment Q is that time of the show where we have a little bit of a talk. You know what I'm saying? As we're getting entertained. You know what I mean? As we're appreciating people with talent, we get to learn. So today on Comment Q. Again, this is something that I believe a lot of people are just talking to me via WhatsApp, you know what I mean? So for all of you out there who can contact me on WhatsApp, just put it on the comment, whatever you want us to talk about, whatever you want me to, to talk about, anything. You check what I mean? This is the section for you guys. This is a section where I engage with you guys. This is the section that I include those topics that everybody's talking about, even things that people are kind of like scared to talk about. I'm here for that, you know what I mean? So this is one of those topics where, depending on who you talk to or how you approach the topic, it might come off a little bit offensive to certain people. As always, that's always the case actually with a lot of topics, you know what I mean? Somebody's going to get offended. Somebody's going to feel like he's being attacked. Somebody's going to feel entitled. But this is not actually directed to anybody. That's why it's the educational system. We're going to appreciate the good of the educational system. There's a lot of good that the educational system is doing. Let's not try to shine on that. Let's not sit here and be like the education system is flawed, like there's nothing really happening. There's people who are really studying, people who are actually developing their skills, people who are actually going out and helping communities with those skills and building communities. And education is providing that path of them getting the knowledge. I'm a recipient of education. I'm in a specialized field, so I had to get a little bit of education. It provided me with the fundamentals of the foundation that I need for me to be able to take it to the next level. So the one thing that a lot of people I see or I hear, which I don't know how you guys think about it, but I feel like we need to change the thinking about it, is, how we kind of like blame education for not being able to achieve what we need to achieve or not being able to attain the skills that we need. As much as education is giving us that, it's giving us the basics, the fundamental. It's hard to give you the whole skill. That's why even doctors, it takes them longer in school than any other person because they dealing with the risk of life. So you have to kind of like commit those years, to make sure that you're capable of doing what you have to do. So most skills don't really require that much commitment when it comes to learning. So that's why a lot of people don't get to the point where they really polish their skills. On a school level, primary, high school level, for me, a lot of things are good things, but I feel like it's time for education to actually kind of like upgrade with the times. That's one thing that I will say about education, especially in high schools and primary schools. It's some of the schools that I know of are still way behind, not even like very, very ancient with the education that's being taught there. And some of the main reasons is because of lack of skilled people who can be able to teach those things. Finding schools where they're still teaching things that don't really matter in the years we're living in, you know what I mean? So, for example, in the last episode, I think I talked about, not having a computer center in certain communities, like even schools are not doing basic computer studies. We're dealing with an age where there's things like crypto, Bitcoin and investments and being able to trade online, being able to make money online, being able to make media like this online, being able to make, internet money, being able to automate systems, in China, they have a machine that actually can build a house, so it just needs one person who can feed it bricks and make sure that the concrete and whatever it needs the machine has, and the machine is accurate, is quick than a human being. Like for you to do the same amount of job that you have to do that the machine can do, it needs like 20 people. And I know what people are gonna say, machines are taking people's jobs. We need to look at it a different way. We can't, there's no way we're gonna stop it. There's no way a bank is gonna employ somebody to be a teller rather than putting a computer there that can give you the same experience or even quicker without making mistakes. That's just something that's going to happen. As much as we want people to have jobs, but we still need to look at it a different way. We need to start having education that's going to make people understand that they have to create things for themselves. We need people who are going to be making those systems, those computers, who are going to be programming those softwares, who are going to be maintaining those computers, those machines, who are going to be understanding how those machines work, because that's the new job, that's the new skill that you need right now. Understanding everything is running on computers, so that's why I'm big on just understanding. A lot of people might listen to me and be like, yo, but computers has been here for a while. If I tell you right now, there's a kid who's probably 10 or 6 or 8 who has never touched a computer in their life. For some of you, it might be a surprise. For some of people, it might be like, yeah, that's normal, because it's not something that's very, very accessible to some people in some parts. And this is, again, a cry to whoever's out there who has help or knows somebody who can help in like, yo, we need help in some of the communities to educate people when it comes to computer literacy and just understanding computers. We people are way behind with their skills. We complaining about not having jobs, but the skills are not actually being developed. Let's focus on that. So that's where I feel like the education has to go for me, and recognizing children talent and their passions very, very early. For example, let me give you an example. When I was 12, 13, I already kind of like knew I wanted to be something in the music industry. Where I was studying and the education that was being given to me didn't motivate me or didn't mentor me for me to be able to do that. If I was somebody else, I would have given up, because it would have been like, okay, cool. The fact that nobody's teaching this and there's nobody in my close proximity that I can be like, can you mentor me, means that I'm not supposed to be there. But I had a belief, I had to fight, but not a lot of people have that willpower. And I was lucky because, my parents, to be honest with you, they sacrificed their life to make sure that me and my sister's life were a little bit better than theirs. And they still, even now when I speak to my mom, that's mission. You need to make sure that the next generation, not only just my kids, but the whole community, you do better. We keep on improving so that the next generation is not only just for now. So we need to make sure that those things kind of like become reality in certain schools, and develop certain things and stimulate different kind of like skills, not only just mundane skills, or because not everybody's gonna go through the same process and succeed. If you fail grade 12 in South Africa, you are regarded as a failure in certain communities because your life has failed. But that's not the case. It just means that you didn't pass that system. There might be another system for you. You check what I mean? So we don't explore that. We just say, oh, he didn't pass grade 12. nah, that guy doesn't know what is going on. That girl doesn't know she's not going to survive in the world. But we're not understanding that that's a very, very specific system. That's not really that broad to be the judge of your life. You're not going to be successful or not. So we need to start developing that kind of education. So for me, that's my point of view. If you agree with my point of view or disagree with my point of view, just put it in the comments so we can learn from each other. If you see it a different way, again, you gotta understand, I'm talking from a perspective of where I'm from. I know there's places where in South Africa where there's developed very, very good schools where they have sports program, art program, music programs, but the percentage, I believe there's more schools that don't do that than the schools who do that, and most of them are private schools where some of the people can't go there. I'm always gonna talk for the people who are underprivileged. I'm gonna talk for the village people. I'm gonna talk of the village people who stay in the squatter camps here in Joburg, working for these people who are taking their kids to this fancy school with all of these after school programs. I'm talking about those people. I'll always talk for those people because, again, for me, if those people are uplifted, we can be in a very, very better state where nobody is trying to make somebody slave away or just battle for the crops. You check what I mean? So that's the education that we're trying to push through and making sure that we can mobilize all the time. You check what I mean? So like I said, just put it in the comment if there's anything that I'm saying, or maybe there's lack of information that I don't have. We have had calls and called people. For example, there's a course that I've developed, an entertainment studies course that I've developed, finished with videos and everything, which I want the government to adopt and put in schools. I have called MECs, I've called the head of departments, circuit managers, I've called principal, I've emailed them, I've given them the whole scope. I only got one call back. Only one lady called me back, and she said she's no longer part of that department, but she gave me a number. When I called that number, there was nothing on the number. We want to do these things. We want to help. We want to sacrifice our lives to help the next generation. It's not about money. It's about just sharing information. But the system, the certain things in the systems that are standing in our way, and it doesn't allow us to actually go the extra mile. And again, if there's somebody who's watching this or knows somebody, or you can share this with somebody, that's another thing. Again, the mission of the Village Show is to share information with people who might not have the information. So we want to lead people to the right place. We want to use our platform. We want to use our skills. We want to use what we know to preserve, our culture's history, to teach, to make sure that the next generation at least doesn't battle the same things that we battle to get to where we are. You check what I mean? So that's basically our question of the day today, the comment question, which is basically the education system. I didn't even touch on tertiary and all of that. I did touch a little bit of that, but I feel like if we start the foundation right, that's where, maybe in another episode we'll flesh it out and talk about tertiary and just how skills and everything, because that's another topic on itself. The fact that people are paying so much money to go to universities, but they get out there with just a paper that says they graduated, but they can't really do the job that they actually went to school for. That's fraud. You check what I mean? That's fraud. If you say you're a civil engineer and you graduated and I give you a bridge to build and it collapses in a year because you made a mistake, why did you pay so much money and stay in school for so much? That means there's a problem there. I don't know where the problem is. It is the student, is it the exam? But we'll talk about this some other time. So now on our what's the hustle? We need to get this wealth. We need to build this wealth. We need to make sure that our people it's our birthright. That's one thing I need to say. I was raised in communities where you say you want to be rich, you regard it as being greedy because you want to be rich, because they felt like when you're rich, you're taking from someone, because that's all they know, operating from lack. So when you operate from abundance, you know that there's enough for everybody and everybody can eat. The mother universe is always going to provide for all of us, and there's always enough. The problem is, because of operating from lack, people become greedy. We don't want to share information. We don't want to share how we make this money. We don't actually want to share and make people prominent, because we're always in competition with them, which is not good. A community can't build like that. That's why, even the biggest government collapses, because people are greedy. This is something that, everybody kind of knows. This is where food comes from. It's a big business at a large scale. It's the food business. People eat all the time. And for me, the reason why I'm talking about farming is because I am very, very big in food security. I believe that if we secure food, we can eliminate a lot of ills, especially right, proper, nutritious food. So we need to get back to the soil. We need to make sure that we can plant food. I'm not saying that everybody needs to go out and be a farmer. There's some people who don't want to be a farmer. Some people want to be actors. Some people want to be directors. Some people want to be lawyers. Some people want to be doctors. We need all of those people, but we need people who are going to make food too. You know what I'm saying? We can't just rely on other sources when there's no food. I believe kind of like COVID showed a lot of people how important that is. Because once you stop, imagine if there's a day where the transportation of food across provinces and regions is stopped. Some communities will starve because they're not actually even producing maize anywhere close where they are, but they have soil. They were made to believe that they can't do that, but we need people who are strong enough to show the community that they can take that from a small scale farming to big scale, being able to provide meat. For example, at home, me and my friend, came together and we experimented with goats, and the biggest mission for us is not actually to see it as like a business. It's just food security for our families. If there's a day where there's dark clouds, at least we have goats for us to be able to have meat so that we don't have to worry about food. We can worry about everything else, but not food. So we experimented with that. At home, it's a culture for each and every homestay to at least have a cow, at least have goats, at least have sheep, whatever it is, because that's a culture that we were raised in. And it's still there. The only thing is not a lot of people are farming things that can be distributed to the community. Everybody has a small garden here and there, which is still very, very good, but we need, even if it's medium scale or even large scale farmers in our own hoods who can supply supermarkets, who can supply, big chains, who can be able to bring an economy in these communities. That will be very, very good. And there's a government grant that's very good. I think it's called the LADR, if I'm not mistaken. I'll leave the link below. You can actually ask for that grant, and then they kind of like buy the land for you. You lease the land from the government owns the land, and they kind of like support you with like some education if you need irrigation, as long as you're creating employment and you're securing food. I think even when you're farming goat, there's funds for that. Even cows, where you can do exchange and find if you're doing it for milk or doing it for meat. So it's just a little bit of research. Again, like I said, this information is there. Sometimes it's not easy to get it. So I will try by all means, most of the things that I talk about, to leave the links below so that it's easy for you guys to find. So you can go to these government websites. It's just a matter of going through the processes and making sure that you kind of like tick all the boxes of whatever they're looking for. The government is trying to make jobs, and the only way to make jobs is to empower people who have at least smart minds to create bigger businesses that can employ as many people as possible. That's the only way they can make. So there's this money that is being granted to people. Like I said last week when I was talking about the spouses, there's a fund for that. So farming is a big thing, whether you're farming veggies, whether you're farming meat, whether you're farming fish, whether you're farming, whatever it is that it's very valuable for the community, especially if it's going to secure food. When I'm at home and I have to drive close to like 30 something kilometers to go buy tomatoes, it doesn't sit right with me. And I'm sitting on land and I have free water and there's land, but there's not even one tomato tree. It kind of like makes me feel like I'm a hypocrite, because it's like, why are we actually going there to work and do all of these things when we're sitting on land that we can use to actually make our own food and be healthy at the same time? Why would not? So again, it's something that even me, I'm dealing with, and I'm starting to get back to it and getting interest. Like I said, I got myself some goals so that we can farm. You know what I mean? So that's the hustle right there. That's the side hustle. There's money to be made. You can be selling chickens, you can be selling eggs, you can be selling meat. A lot of things, will give you that extra money, even if you just want, or it can be actually be your main income. On the news section today, we told you that we're going to talk about Kasi superheroes. This is a segment where we really appreciate the guys who are inspiring some of us, the people that we look up to and be like, thank you for doing that, because it gives us hope that it's possible. Thank you for breaking the mold. Thank you for doing some groundworking, some groundbreaking things, being a hero in the Kasi. So today I have, this is one of my new favorite superhero. And the reason why I started with this guy is because his story is quite amazing. So this is Lekau Sehoana. Lekau Sehoana is the owner of Drip. I think now they call the Drip Group. I think that's one of the fastest growing business in SA, period. From selling sneakers on Instagram and delivering with Uber to owning the supply chain and starting other brands under the Dream Group and being the chairman of the group, to having dreams of a company that's probably going to be listed on the JSE in a space of not even more than 4 years. That's crazy, from a guy who used to live in a shack, poverty, alcohol abuse, the normal things that we know about what a lot of people are going through in South Africa, but had a dream, stayed in the dream, tried, failed, but tried again. So Lekau Sehoana, for me, take my hat off, appreciate you. I am blessed to be living in this time where I had to, witness a guy from your beginnings, go through the trials and tribulations and tell a story and, inspire the whole of South Africa. Wherever you go, big billboards of drip sneakers, people are buying those sneakers, people are supplying to having shops in malls, to having, it's amazing. It's amazing what you're doing, to collaboration with your Caspers, to even sponsoring things like the Summer Awards. It's really, really, these are things that we need to really start talking a lot more about and focusing on those positives, because we're going to be inspired and we're going to realize that if we really focus on the positive, we can actually come out with something. So to Lekau Sehoana and the Dream Group and everybody who's part of the whole team, for me, from my heart, and most of the people from this channel and the family, we appreciate you. We appreciate you. So on the book time, today I don't really have the physical book. I've been trying to get the physical book of this, but it's very hard because this is a free book. Actually, this is a free book. You can get it as a PDF. Again, I'll leave the link below. Or you can just listen to the audio book on YouTube. It's not a bootlegged one, it's an official one. It's free, like I said. This is the Almanac of Naval River Khan, right here. So this book, basically, it's very, very easy to read. It talks about mindset. It talks about just spirituality and being free and understanding your purpose in life. For me, what I took away from the book basically was how we live our lives based on other people's opinions, and we tend to analyze most of our ideas based on what other people are going to say, and we always put the risk or the failure higher than the at least try. So, and the book came to me in a very, very challenging time in my life where I was questioning a lot of things, where I was questioning, should I be doing that? Am I the person to do that? What is my purpose? And it made it clear to me, sometimes you just gotta have to ask yourself those questions and truly find your purpose and be truthful, living an honest life, staying true to yourself. Staying true to yourself will make you, stay true to everybody else. Self-love, taking time for yourself. If you love you can't share if you don't have. If you have a full cup and you want to share with the world, you need to go and actually refill the cup. So a lot of people just want to give it. They get exhausted and it becomes very frustrating, and you feel like people are not giving you back the energy you need because you're not actually giving yourself time to actually refill. Happy people make other people happy. You have had the say, happy people had people. I don't say that. I say happy people make happy people. What I'm saying? Because if you're vibrating at that frequency, and it's very, very prominent, people are just gonna attach to that, and we need to start doing that. Create art freely, not create art for the numbers, not create art for the recognition. Create art for the feeling. People are gonna recognize something that's genuine. Musicians struggle with that a lot, where you want to make a hit. What are people going to respond to? Sometimes you just got to go back to yourself and do what makes you happy. Love the process. Whatever comes out of it, you're going to appreciate that's what it was supposed to be at. So I had to go through that. It's like, starting the YouTube page and having the daunting task of starting from subscriber number 0 and, view number 1. Everybody has to start there. So if you don't start, you'll never get there. So again, It's just appreciating what you have. And that book, The Almanac of Navarre Recovery Vacan, taught me how a lot of like business are acquired, how a lot of like business and billionaires kind of like think, and how people are changing life, not just billionaires because they want to be greedy, but using the money to change the world, create technologies that are changing lives, going to places and actually making sure that people have things, funding things that are going to change the world and making it easy, from installing internet, whatever it is that they're doing with their money. So that's the book time. Right. So on the trailer watch today, we're gonna have some comedy. I've always been a fan. I feel like if you lived in South Africa, whatever time, you have encountered Lenchuster movies. Lenchuster has been making movies for quite some while. I like the fact that he used our people there and actually highlighted our culture. It's cool. It's fun comedy. We won. You know what I'm saying? So I don't feel like for him it was malicious for him to do that. So I appreciate his movies, and that's the trailer for today, which is Mr. Ubones. So let's watch this trailer right here.
I can see past what is here by the throwing of the bones. But what the bones never showed me is how to be a father.
My son!
Only the Great One knows why he gave me a pumpkin instead of a palm tree.
You have broken my eggs!
Get it! Madam, you must do better. I have seen this man before. It is he who told me of a treasure.
Bones knows where the Kruger millions are buried.
How do we get him to tell us?
We challenge him to a game of Kwara Kwara. It's a Kuvuki version of golf.
Dada, that's me, the baby ball, which means
that you must stop the storm. How can Matambu stop the storm? He is a muhu that can do nothing right.
Now, stop trying to turn your son into you.
Let it go.
You are a stupid old man that cannot tell his sperm from a baboon.
That one, go down.
Bones.
Bones. Bones.
Bones?
Bones. Mr. Bones.
Wow, that's Mr. Bones out of Bones. Again, I'm a very fan. I love laughing, man. This is funny, you know what I mean? I will definitely check this out. It's Kufukile. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. You know what I mean? We grew up on that. You know what I mean? So this is the end of the show. Appreciate you guys actually watching. Appreciate you guys doing what you have to do. Appreciate you sharing. Appreciate the love on WhatsApp. Appreciate the love on Instagram. I appreciate the love on Twitter, everywhere, TikTok. I appreciate that love. Appreciate you guys engaging with the content a lot. Spreading some really, really good energies out there for you guys. Spreading some really, really dope energies, some healing energies, some, good vibes. Hoping you're having a good week. Hoping you guys are chilling. Again, this is the Village Show with your boy Chuck. aka the South Sangoma. But again, thank you for watching the Village Show. Thank you for engaging with a lot of content in our page. If you haven't already, please make sure that you subscribe. If you have already subscribed, thank you very much. Make sure that you like this video. Make sure that you share it. Make sure that you engage. Make sure that you comment. It's love from me and Chitangane Productions. This is the Village Show. Let's go.